What's going on, guys? Welcome to Steve Does Stuff. I'm Steve, and today we are going to be doing some car stuff. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to restore old faded plastic headlights for about 30 bucks. We're going to go from ashy to classy. Today's subject, 89 Fox Body Mustang. She's a notchback. And this particular car got a 1JZ motor in it. And while all that's good and fine, it's not going to be the focus of today's video. What we are going to be focusing on is these old, nasty, gritty headlights that are potentially original to the car, not 100%. I have no idea how many miles are actually on this car. I'm just assuming these are the original headlights, and I've already kind of messed around with one side. So this is the before. Not very shiny, pretty faded. And this is gonna be our after. Nice and crispy. You can even hear the difference. Nice and smooth. So basically with plastic headlights, what happens over time is the sun. The sun is gonna oxidize it, kind of eat it up and leave that nice smooth finish, all chalky and really nasty. So there's two ways in which you can do this. You can do it on your car, which I really don't recommend because it's a pain in the ass. So first things first, you're gonna wanna tear the headlights out of your car. Mustang being the Mustang, I not only have to take one light out, I have to take three lights out. So this particular part, it's not gonna be very useful for you unless you have a Fox body. One, two, okay. That's the last one. What? Wasn't even a light in there. Now that we wrestled these bad dogs out of the car, we can start the restoration process. You can see there's a lot of pitting on these things. They're super oxidized, and they're kind of looking like crap, which is why we're gonna start sanding them. This is basically where your 30 bucks comes in. Don't be nice to that guy. So first, we are gonna hit it with some 600 grit sandpaper. The way that I like to do this, just so you're not using your hands, is literally just take a sponge, wrap some sandpaper around it, and just go nuts. When you're doing this, you're gonna wanna spray them, keep them wet. That'll keep all of the old plastic kind of falling off. And I cannot stress this enough. You are gonna wanna spend the most amount of time with 600 grit to try and get rid of all of these little pock marks to get it smooth. Once it looks reasonably smooth, you can move on to 1500 grit. Don't necessarily need to spend as much time on that one because a lot of this, these big chunks and divots and oxidization will already be removed. That's just to polish it up. Finally, you're gonna go for some 2000 grit, then a quick compound and polish. And these things are gonna be like brand new. So let's get started. Any spray bottle that you have laying around just to keep these guys wet. That is what you're gonna want. I take my super high-tech Velita sponge on my 600 grit, give it a quick wrap. We're off to the race. I'm gonna start with the worst one. Just gonna go to town, trying to smooth this guy out. You can see it's in pretty tough shape. So let the sanding begin. Okay, so we spent some time with the 600 grit and this is the result. Try and capture this on the camera, but you can see super matte. Don't see any like pitting or anything there, like any shiny spots. When you're looking at this, like around the Ford logo is a great example. This is a really tough spot to get at just because you're not really gonna be able to get in by those raised bumps. But just down there in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see I haven't quite done a good job of sanding there. So I'm gonna go back and redo this. But once you're done your 600 grit layer, you're gonna want it to be super uniform, super matte, no shiny spots, because again, we're trying to take off that top layer of oxidization and pitting so we can then polish it up. So realistically, total time spent sanding with 600 grit was like 5-10 minutes top. So not that difficult. Now we're gonna move on to 1500 grit to try and start to smooth this out, and you'll see the shine kind of start to come back into these lights. It's starting to smooth everything out, make it a little bit less matte. So quick shot of what this thing is gonna look like when it's half done. Up to here has been done with 1500, and down here is still the 600 grit. So you can see it's starting to get the clarity back into it, still super smooth. Down here still a little hazy. So we wanna try and make this as clear as possible, and it's gonna start to get some reflection in it. You can see down here, still real matte. And as it comes forward, you can see it's going to start to pick up the reflection of the lights. So keep sanding. Here's our finished product with the 1500. Starting to get some shine back in it with the lights. Nice and uniform, nice and matte. So we're gonna finish it off with the 2000. We're gonna compound polish and wax these guys. Okay, 2000 grit, looking much better. Look at the shine it's got on it. Still a little dull on there. You can see it doesn't quite have a brilliant shine. So now we're gonna hit it with some compound and just really try and bring this thing around. So nothing crazy with the compound. I'll show you exactly what we're using and how we're doing it. Compound, we're just gonna be using some McGuires Ultimate Compound and nothing fancy. We're just gonna use a cloth. You can use a buffer. I'm gonna show you how to do it by hand, and then I'm going to do the rest with a buffer because I don't like using my hands. So when it comes to compound, more is more. Oh, compound money shot. Spread this guy on here. Start working it. You can see already it's starting to clear it up. I want to try not to press too hard because I really don't want to destroy my light because they don't make these anymore. Just gonna polish it right up. Sweet. Look at that. Now that is better. We're gonna take this a step further. We're gonna polish it too, just so it's super smooth. This is a comparison of the headlight that was right next to this piece. This one honestly isn't as faded as the other one, but you can just tell, like, look how pitted you can see this thing in the reflection versus our beautiful new parking lamp. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock the rest of these guys out. So this one has gotta be the worst one for pitting by far. This is just a bit of a before shot to show you how bad this surface is, how pitted it is, how nasty it is. We're gonna spend some time with the 600 grit and really dig into it and make it look nice. Just finished polishing up this guy with the buffer. Looking just super clear now, which is awesome. Got one more corner light to do. Just gonna basically show you guys what I do with the power buffer versus the hand. Power buffer just works so much better. It's ridiculous. So just like before, nothing super sexy with this guy. Just gonna hit it with some compound. Probably too much, honestly, given the size. Try and spread it around while I fire this baby up just like that, and then once we're done here, give it a wipe. Ooh, so crispy. We're not done yet. Moving on to polish. Again, same thing. Probably just put a little bit too much on here. Change the pad, so we got a new one on here. Around. Damn, look at that. That is beautiful. These things turned out super, super good. So after a total of 1.5 hours, this is our finished product for lights. They're not perfect, like, you know, still a little bit of grit on that surface, but man, for a couple bucks and some elbow grease, you really can't beat it, especially for Fox body headlights. These things look really good. So now that we got some really nice looking headlight lenses, it would kind of be a shame to put them back in with the same old crappy bulbs. So Auxito actually reached out to me and sent along some of their LED headlights. So we're gonna be installing all new LED headlights along with polishing these up. Being that we're trying to do this on a budget, you know, we spent roughly 15 to 30 bucks on sandpaper. Auxito lights are super affordable. I've bought probably about 7 sets of LED lights in the last few years just for various vehicles, my wife's vehicles, and it is insane how far they've come. So these are the lights that we're gonna be putting in today. These are all from Auxito. Basically just sent them exactly what I was looking for. They have basically everything that you're gonna need. Like I was saying, it's crazy how far these things have come. I remember the first set of LED lights that I bought, God, way back like 2016. God, they must have been like 200 bucks a set. These things are so affordable now. The original ones that I bought had these huge fans on them. These things don't have any of that. They have really nice little heat sinks on them, nice metal construction. They are super, super bright. So this should give you an idea how much crappy lights can make your car look bad. So these are our brand new lenses that we just cleaned. They're really nice, but they're still looking super dull. And here is the Auxito LED light upgrades. Corner light and our parking lamps are so much brighter. Look at the difference. Oh my God. Just immediate. Who knows, you might even actually be able to see something in a Fox body with LED lights. Look how dim the corner markers are. Look how nice and bright they are. It just feels like it fills out the light more than the original incandescents. So we got them half upgraded. I'm going to tear those lights back out, finish the upgrade. And there is our after. 2 super crispy looking lights. That looks so good. These things are nice and clear now. That's excellent. Oh baby. She looking good, man. So that's basically it. That is how you restore some old, faded, crappy plastic headlights on a budget. If you guys are looking for LEDs, check out the link in the description to Auxito LED. They don't just have lights for this pile of crap, they have lights for everything. And even though they provided the lights for this video, I checked all their prices online. It's only like 110 bucks. If you go to the link in the description, you can save an extra 15% with code SDSGarage15. I hope this video helps somebody out there. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it very much. See you next time.